Hey everyone, we had to come back again and talk about Locatelli. So with me tonight, we got German Dave. He's going to go over the numbers. We'll talk about it, but first, get down the description, get into all our socials. On your way down, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff and help us out. But Dave, you've been looking over some numbers tonight, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's just show what spurred all of this. Social media, of course. Top 7 league progressive passes per 90. You see Manuel Locatelli right up there above Vitinha, Vierman, Pedri, Modric, all those guys. And then they scroll down. Most progressive passes by any midfielder in the top 7. Third most interceptions among the top 7 leagues. Leads midfielders in Serie A in forward passing, progressive passing, slide tackles, possessions won, and interceptions, all of that. So that's why we're here tonight. Is that all bullshit, Dave? Or
No,
are
it's once again like we said a year ago in a video and couple in live streams. Maple Dave will link everything down below,
yeah?
of course.
There's 2 videos, a recorded one just on the midfield proms, and there's a live show where I've put a chapter in right to the Locatelli. So will be linked everywhere. Check that out, please. But go on.
All right, so I have my thing here ready. Oh, let me zoom into it a little bit so you guys can read it as well. So here, whatever is like regarded as offensive play, which is shots, expected assists, and all of that, it's not great. But the one good thing, shot creating actions. That is something he is doing well, which is maybe the moments you may remember from some games where he sets Thuram up with a pass, for example, and Thuram runs into the box, tries a shot, or he lays it off, right? That is a shot creating action, for example. But you can question as well, like, is that more down to Thuram's Thuram's talent, or is that down to Locatelli knowing that his teammate is capable of that, and then he's using that? Like, however you want to see it, that's a positive. But yeah, passes attempted, he's in the top 7 percentile there with almost 75 passes attempted per game, which is very good. And then pass completion 87%, which when I went into this stat right here, it showed me, hold up, completion percentage. And then we go down to Locatelli in there.
And this is FB ref, by the way, so you guys can check this out as well. This
tells
massive
me
chart is hard to read, I understand. So
this, yeah, here.
yeah, please check this out on your own. Fact
Yeah.
check everything. These things update all the time.
Yes, sir. They do with every single game. And we are very early into the season, so everything will change because Loka played only these 3.6, like 3.6 time played in 90 minutes. So he didn't even play like huge minutes yet. So the stats are kind of diluted right now, and he will also, get higher on this chart as well. Yeah, his passing percentage here in this chart is 88.5. But FBref here is saying 87%, so I don't know which one is true yet, but I guess I take it. Progressive passes. This is the stat we are talking about. 9.3 per 90, and that is incredible. Like, that is really, really good compared to a year ago. But you can see that, like, being in the top 3 percentile is incredible, and that is very good. But what wonders me, or which I don't know how to say it properly, but I think you have to be mindful. Like, this is good and bad, because we played 2 midfielders, right? So the probability of him being one of the midfielders that touches the ball is high, and honestly, it is high by 33.333%, because you have effectively like sorry, it is high by do I do the math correctly? Because if you have 3 midfielders, you take one out, so it's, yeah, the percentage is basically higher. Sorry, let me
He's going to
correct
be
my math.
doing more. Yeah, he's completing more of the passes for himself, but
Exactly.
at the same time, his pass completion could theoretically be lower because he has less midfield to move the ball through. So
Exactly.
his passing is lower percentage type passing as a
Yes.
result.
Yes. And also we have to see everything right now with a grain of salt, because he plays like an unprecedented low amount of games so far. I know it's been just a couple of games the season started, but for him to have played only 3.6 time, 3.6 times the 90 minutes, that doesn't allow us a statistical judgment yet, because
No,
there
and
are players that played that much more minutes than him.
we have to be careful. And where the
Yeah.
stats did come from, so we're using FBref, which uses the last 365 days. It says it right
Yeah.
there. So he's technically been better in the beginning of this season when compared to the rest of last season. So this is I'll get your out of the way, put mine there. All right, this screen. This is data MB. This is where the stats came from social media. This takes into effect just this season, just Serie A. So it's in that vacuum. And there you do see forward passes completed 99th percentile. But when we do look back wider,
Yeah.
yes, he drops a bit, right? So very small data set. We have to take this with a grain of salt. That's not to take away, yeah, the fact that he's doing pretty well already. And when we look back to the last videos we did, again, we'll link those. That goes to April 2024. That was the end of the Allegri era. That was literally like the final weeks of that season with Allegri. And it was much different. It was much worse. So whether you want to blame Allegri or give credit to Motta and now Tudor, I don't know. I don't have the exact answer as to why this has changed, but clearly there has been a tactical change in how Juventus have played since then, and it has suited Locatelli. And I don't. Could we stop hating him as hard? Maybe, perhaps, some of the fan base. Is it fair to ease off?
I no, I hope so. He never deserved the hate. It was just uh, either overly positive or overly negative. Like, he is not a genius on the ball, but honestly, what I would say, he is an incredible, and if you see it only from a defensive midfielder point of view, in my opinion, he is world class, because his stats are actually, like, for a defensive midfielder, incredible. But he is still not a great ball distributor. His progressive passes this season right now is on track to be better than it was 23, 20, 24 when we did the first video. And those are the seasons I'm comparing. Like, so far, he is on track to beat that. And my guess is that we have now two half space wingers, or half space tens, however you wanna see it, because both play a bit more centrally rather than completely wide on the wing, and they are easier to reach for him rather than, as an example, you play just a second striker duo, right? Like, you have Vlahovic and, I don't know, Yildiz or Chiesa, for example, at the front, and then you have your midfield of
Chiesa
uh,
or Conceição?
no, no, back then, I mean.
Back then, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
back
yeah, yeah,
then.
yeah.
Now we have a
The yeah,
Conceição.
yeah. No, yeah,
Okay,
sorry. No, no, my
sorry.
example, my example is the 3-5-2. Sorry,
Okay, you
my example
triggered
is
me. You triggered me.
the
Sorry.
3-5-2 of Allegri. No, sorry. Like, striker Vlahovic and Chiesa, or Vlahovic Yildiz at that point. Yeah, no, that was the point where Yildiz took Chiesa's spot. So that was around that time, I
Yeah.
think, after New. So it was Vlahovic and Chiesa, or Yildiz, and then you still have the midfield of Locatelli, Rabiot, McKennie, I think, at that point, because we didn't have a 10.
Mhm.
So that was, I believe, our most common used midfield. And that midfield didn't have the possibility to pass the ball. And what Locatelli in that instance has to do is let it go for either Rabiot to try to carry it, or for McKennie to do one of his runs towards the goal line, and then, I don't know, give a lob into the box that Vlahovic all of a sudden heads in. So we were less dependent on Locatelli being creative, but now he has actual players that he can just distribute the ball to, that can use it better and make something out of that. So that will help his stats as well. Does that mean that he is that much better than back then? I don't think so. I don't think so.
He's given
But
more opportunity to
but
do
he
these
is
things.
exactly. He has been given the opportunity, and so far he's shining. I honestly rate. I love him, and I did back then as well. But for me, like the core that he is doing well, he is a great defensive midfielder. That's why I'm always saying I would love to have a 10 that he can use because he is progressing the ball very well and like inside of those lines in the midfield. That's what he's doing well. And Yildiz is getting the ball sometimes pretty deep. Or Conceição, you watch a couple of games, Dave. You saw how many times Conceição was receiving the ball deep from Locatelli and
Oh
then
yeah.
is running the whole or the rest of the length of the pitch with it. So I think Locatelli would excel in the midfield that has an actual 10 where he can get him into a good situation, and that would help his stats even more. So I think honestly, this setup is still not perfect, but it is better because he has at least Conceição that drops deep and gets the ball from him,
Oh,
and he is very good. Like Locatelli's first pass to another player is very good because he knows the movements of those players and that they will immediately like look for for depth or trying to make deep runs or deep passes themselves. Like he's really good in that. But he's not an incredible like ball distributor like Luka Modric, who funny enough is number one in all of these stats right now. We are talking about, and De Bruyne is pretty high up as well, which is the ball distribution. They receive the ball and they pass it long immediately to a target that will have a chance from that. Like Locatelli is the what is it called, man? The middlesman. What like
Matsala. Well, he should be a Matsala. That's not what you're
yeah,
trying
no,
to say.
no, no, no. What I mean, like if you go into negotiations with another
Oh, the
party, but
middleman, the arbitrator.
the middleman, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that's what Locatelli is like. He is looking for that guy instead of immediately passing it to the player that then will create the dangerous action.
Well, I mean, there you have it. This is kind of just a focus on Locatelli. I mean, you got to look a bit wider picture how everything fits. But for the sake of this video, we wanted to just focus on Locatelli. There will be more discussions, obviously, in one of our lives. We want to discuss with this more, but in the meantime, get into the comments. Give us something to talk about when we do present it to the live. Give us some new ideas. I want to hear what you have to think. If you're still anti Locatelli, if you're still pro Locatelli, I know there's still a division out there in the fan base, so we are interested to hear. Also, if you want to kind of go back to April 2024 and see what the state of the affairs was with their midfield and Locatelli, again, check those links out. Otherwise, Dave, thank you for crunching all those numbers. Like, subscribe, hit all our socials, and we'll catch you on the next one.